beat.
Ugh. If I could buy this, I think I might buy this for myself.
Orgasmic.
Buy it for myself just so that I can use it, but nobody else.
Dude, that's
Except for you.
Unreal.
Yeah, you can use it.
Can I use it?
Yeah, you can use it.
Aww.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Fucking stomach fucking aches like a motherfucker. I called my doctor. My doctor's like, dude, should have called me first.
Seriously.
These motherfuckers got you on such notoriously high amounts of antibiotics. Dude. You're fucking yourself.
Your stomach must have been just like in fucking tears.
In tears, and I didn't eat. Like, I ate only 2 meals all day.
That's fucked.
Every day for last week. And then I've been on morphine, man. That shit. Honestly, I could smoke like 8 joints on morphine. You don't even feel them. And you barely feel the morphine, which is fucking ridiculous. Like, I would think if I was on morphine, I'd be like nodding off all day.
Yeah, yeah.
Not at all. Barely felt like it just felt like I didn't have any pain.
Yeah.
0 for 5 in preseason. Let's be honest though, LeBron and Westbrook were out for 3 games.
I didn't want to say I didn't actually call it.
You didn't call shit, son.
But I did see an interesting stat about this. The last time the Lakers went 0-5 was the 2012-2013 Dream Team that they made with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard and all those guys. That was the last time they went they went for a big donut in the preseason.
Honestly, though, there's no correlation between preseason wins and championship.
100%. I agree.
So
100% zero.
Nothing.
But it is. It's funny to me. It's funny to meme about.
The doubters.
yeah,
are gonna come out
It's
for
fucking
sure.
great.
Yeah, the haters are gonna come out for sure.
It's awesome.
It really matters at this point. I think that even the first 10 games of the preseason is not gonna matter.
You mean the regular season?
Yeah. Sorry, the regular season. Let's this guy the ball.
At what point does it matter? At what point do you start getting concerned? As
a third of the season in.
For November, if they're not X place, where are you concerned? Like, you're concerned if they're not
third, second.
So if they're not third or second, you're concerned.
I could push it to fourth, but even fourth, it's interesting because it's these guys are at a certain level. All professional sports at a certain level is that the best guy and the guy that is the worst guy in the league.
Yeah.
To us, there's very little difference.
I think you're totally correct when you say that they're all great shooters. But the difference is, are they great NBA shooters? That's the difference. Because you're going to have guys who, yeah, as soon as you take them out of the NBA, they're going crazy. But the way that they're being used or the way the game is run around them in the NBA, you don't see those skills. You don't.
Absolutely.
Whether it's whether they're not being utilized enough, like their usage rates, or whether they can't just let it go in the NBA. Like, you got like a Ben Simmons kind of guy who, in practice, this guy's draining threes.
Yeah.
Embiid's draining threes in practice. But in the game, Ben Simmons isn't launching a three for whatever the fucking reason, whether it's a mental thing or whether it's his coach is like, just don't hit threes.
That's fucking perfect.
I mean?
Yeah, that brings me to my point. The only difference between the 8th seat and the 1st seat, if you take away superstars, is confidence.
Yeah, it's huge.
So anytime you see, like we saw it with the Nets, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take away a superstar, they still get far.
Yes.
On one superstar.
Mm-hmm.
So how significant is that? So with the Lakers, I have a lot of give. Even though I'm strict with how I think that they should play the game, I'm still hopeful that because they have so many superstars, that they don't technically need chemistry at its best to even win a championship. The requirement for the cap for them is much lower because they have so many.
Yeah.
Like, the best center right now, one of the best centers for the Lakers right now would be DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
A backup for him would be Dwight Howard. Like, if I had to pick this team, it would be similar except for the bench. But again, when you have all these guys, man, how can you build a genuine bench? It's so hard.
It's tough. To be fair, Dwight Howard's been a great bench player the last 3 years.
Have you seen his contract? It's fucking the only contracts that are silly are LeBron, obviously, Westbrook. A higher contract than fucking LeBron. Go fuck yourself. I mean, fucked up with Davis, okay?
Yeah, quite a bit, actually.
But hold on.
Tell the viewers how much the Davis contract is.
Hold on. Okay, $35 million. But
what,
shut 35? Your mouth.
3 to
shut
4?
Your mouth.
3 to 4.
Carmelo Anthony, $1.6 million. Go fuck yourself. Are you fucking kidding me? Kendrick Nunn is getting 5, son.
Well, yeah, Kendrick Nunn's like 22.
Okay. Colin Horton Tucker is getting 9.5. What is going on?
If you actually think about it, it's basically everybody's getting bank except... Sorry, 3 guys are getting bank, everybody else is getting dick.
Well, hold on. I would say...
Except for Horton Tucker. That's like...
Kendrick Nunn, I'd say he's getting bank too, considering Okay, hold on. How dare you ever put Kendrick Nunn in front of Carmelo, listen to this, DeAndre Jordan, Rajon Rondo, Okay,
these guys are
Dwight Howard.
These guys are way past their primes. All the guys are named.
Sure, but out of respect.
No. That's why they give them veteran contracts. That's why they're structured differently.
I understand that, but I guarantee you guys, right here, right now, October, what is it, 16th, 10:54, that Dwight Howard, I'll even go Trevor or fucking, actually, no, that's bullshit. I'll go Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, Carmelo Anthony are going to have better stat lines than fucking Kendrick Nunn and fucking Talon Horder Tucker.
Who are you going to pay more? The guy who's projected to actually do better over time, or the guy who's almost guaranteed to just do worse over time because he's been doing worse year after year after year?
I'll answer your question, but I'll give you a rebuttal first, okay?
Sure.
You can't record clutch.
That doesn't. You're not. Fuck
Listen,
that.
You
need to use numbers.
You need to let me talk.
I'm saying be a business owner.
You need to let me talk. I know, I am.
You're not.
I'm being a business owner, but I'm also being a fan. Listen.
We're not doing that.
I'm doing it
No,
right now.
we're not.
I'm gonna go into it, but that's my first point. But let me speak so I can get to my second point. Okay? So clutchness, you can't record that. Chemistry with LeBron, Westbrook, Davis, you cannot record that. That being said, we just saw the numbers, okay? So, would I pay him more? Maybe, right? However, Kendrick Nunn is not like getting superficial, like super insane numbers that I would say he deserves to get 5 times the salary. That's not what I think
he's on a rookie contract.
Then Carmelo should be getting paid at least that.
You know why I also say fuck that? These guys have access. They know how much these guys have been getting paid year after year after year. If Carmelo just was coming off of a $2 million contract with whoever the fuck is, why are you going to pay him more? Just pay him the same. Fuck your respecting. You got to be a ruthless business owner. You know this guy's going to easily take $2 million? Just fuck it. Give him $2 million. You know what I mean? Like, why are you going to pay him more?
I would say because
that's the worst negotiation. You want to pay everybody as the least amount that you can. You're a business owner. You want to keep your money, invest so you can make more money, but you don't want to. You want to keep your margins as best as you can.
Okay, Talon Horton Tucker doesn't deserve $10 million then.
Why not?
9 points.
What
7
what
points.
was it? Shooting guard?
Yeah. What happened to business owner?
Business owner.
Yeah. Well, what kind of business is this?
What was he drafted at? What was he drafted at?
What do you mean?
What was he drafted at?
I don't know.
Because this contract, I bet you didn't. This wasn't like re-signed this year. Look up his Wikipedia real quick.
I can pick 46.
That one's interesting. 10 mil.
Bro, 10 mil? It makes no sense. He must have had an amazing college career or something.
Must have.
By what you're saying, your definition of a business move, Kendrick Nunn should be getting paid more than him.
Yeah,
well,
I would say so.
So it doesn't. I don't think that's exactly what it relies on. That's my whole point. It's like you have this strict guideline of business.
That's how these owners do it, man.
Sure.
They're not.
Well, but where are you getting that information from?
What do you mean?
Well,
they're not doing it from a fan mentality.
How do you know this?
What do you mean? How do I know this?
No, I'm.
This is my opinion, man.
Okay.
You want me to call Dave Stern?
No,
give me the hotline of all the fucking owners.
No, that's not what I want.
Let me call Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, why did you offer Doncic fucking 40? Like, what the fuck? What do you mean, how do I know this?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I don't have an inside scoop to the NBA and their fucking deals.
I understand that, but when you're
talking about?
when you're saying shit,
yeah,
you say it with such confidence. I'm gonna pound you for that.
That's me. That's always me.
You say it with such confidence, and the fact that I rely on your facts, but now I understand how you compile
that's always
compile
me.
It, right?
Yeah.
How you do it is this: you give like 80% facts, right? And then there's this 20% bullshit that you hide. There's no bullshit with an opinion of these facts, right?
There's no bullshit at all.
You'll be like, this is how the business guys think. I'm like, okay, well, by that idea, this doesn't work out, and you're like, well, this is my opinion. It's like,
well, it's not that.
I
but
like that. I like it.
It's not bullshit. It's like, yeah, it's an assumption because we don't.
None of us know.
Exactly. If that was the case, we just wouldn't talk about this at all until we knew everything. But that's not fair either because we want to have a conversation about it and like a real discussion. Like, what do you think is going on here? right?
I think it's an interesting way of thinking that you have there, because it's very it's harder to pinpoint that than somebody that comes with straight bullshit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Straight bullshit is very simplistic. You'd like, okay, well,
yeah, you could see through it right away.
when you see calculated bullshit, that's
Shut the fuck
it's
up.
refreshing. It's
like with
really
this,
refreshing.
Dude, if we were talking about this like for real,
Yeah.
we'd be slapped in the face right away from people who know what they're talking about. Because they're like, listen, kid, there's like 100 different fucking reasons why we did these decisions and why we didn't do these other decisions.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Because like we're looking at the easy ones, like, oh, I love Carmelo, he doesn't get paid enough, and I'm like, oh, Kendrick Nunn's a young guy, he should get paid a lot.
Yeah.
But then the guy's like, no, honestly speaking, it's because his fucking agent blew me in the park the other day, and so I have to pay him more. Otherwise, he's gonna go to the other team and screw me. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what the real reason is? Probably, man. You know, it's fuck knows.
Clip that.
Clip it for sure.
Okay, let's move on to our other sport events. I know you're not really into bodybuilding because I don't know about you.
I'm into the big stuff, like the Arnold and Olympia.
Did you watch Olympia?
Did not.
Okay, so you're not into it.
I used to.
Okay. All right.
Back when.
Don't tell me when Ronnie was doing it.
No, back when Phil Heath was legit.
Like 3 years ago.
Before his gut.
3 years.
It's like 5 at this point. Before he had a gut.
2011 is when he.
That was first 12 was his first title.
12 was his first one.
And I think up until 15 or 16, he was like fucking pretty solid.
He's got 5, so.
I'd say his third title was like.
18 was his last, I think.
Okay, so I'd say like 16ish was when he was like, for me, and that's when he was like.
No, I agree.
Because he got a huge gut, and then.
I honestly think past the first year, it kind of.
His first year was impressive.
First 2 years was
amazing.
His bubble got there. I'm seeing the same thing happen with Ramy. Ramy's getting too big, and it's a lot of that IGF-1 and insulin.
He was always big, wasn't he, Ramy?
No,
they call him Big Ramy?
I'm talking about bubble gut big, right? So he has a big. How these bubble guts happen is first you'll have if you're just on steroids, you will never have a bubble gut.
Yeah.
Okay. Even the guy with the worst waist genetics will still have a small waist.
Yeah.
Compared to his shoulders.
Sure.
Okay. But when you take like insulin and stuff and IGF, what it does is it makes fat around your organs. Temporary fat. Because when you stop taking it, the fat goes away.
Okay.
It's ununderstood. Like in science, it's not really understood 100% how it works out.
Right.
At least that's what I've seen. Now, that being said, when you do like GH, insulin, IGF-1, and then now there's like in Egypt, there's a lot of new medications that they take, like myostatin inhibitors.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what that is.
You've mentioned it a bunch of times on this podcast.
It's most retarded fucking drug because it's literally going against your genes. It's stopping your genes from stopping you of getting bigger than your genes allow you to get.
Right.
Which is when you start using that stuff, your waist starts going wide first, and then you start getting a bubble gut afterwards. So right now, Ramy's waist is going wide.
So it's more than just because I've heard from little that I know, people are always like, "Oh, it's got a GH gut." So it's more than just that. There's other reasons for it as well.
You know how in like conspiracy theories, there's like memes about them. The meme's not necessarily true about the conspiracy theory, but they're the most famous or popular idea. This is the same thing. GH gut, it's not necessarily from GH because I know lots of guys that just do GH and steroids and they don't have a bubble gut.
Interesting.
Right? It's not just that. It's high use of GH, high use of insulin, high use of IGF. You know, you only see guys with this stuff either with bad genetics or they're using a lot of like very high dosages. So it doesn't look good. It's like
it's terrible, man.
Like a lot. I'd rather be small. Like I'd rather never do steroids than do that. Like I'd rather look like a Korean pop star than fucking do that shit. It doesn't.
That's your fucking soundbite right there.
Yeah.
I'd rather look like a Korean. You've been watching too many K-dramas, bro.
Bro, that shit's honestly, bro. Make fun of me if you want.
No, I've watched
some of them are hella interesting, bro. Cause listen, I've tried to be cultured with dramas.
Sure.
I've watched Indian, Turkish, Russian.
Turkish ones are good.
Right? Bro, they're shit, bro. They're so corny, man.
When my grandma was over,
I just cringe all day.
I don't know how my dad found it, but my dad found like Turkish soap operas on YouTube. Good, and my grandma was hooked on this shit.
Yeah,
like,
shout out to Grams.
Well, because like she watches some of this shit, but like the Latino stuff. Yeah. Usually the Latinos are Mexican. Those are like the famous ones are the Mexican dramas.
I can't handle those either.
And when my grandma was here, my dad found that, played it for her, And the funniest story was when it was maybe like 10:30 when we all said like good night, and then she went down to her room, and then my dad played. He's like, okay, I'm gonna start this for you, and she's like, okay, good night. And then my dad the next night does the same thing, pulls up the YouTube, and he starts putting what he thought was the next episode, because he thought he was gonna play episode whatever 20 for her, and she's like, no, I watched that. He keeps going. It's like, yeah, well, I watched that too. He keeps going. He's like, how fucking far did you get? He's like 10 episodes in. He's like, what time did you sleep? She's like, I don't know, like 4. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, you watched this whole season.
I can relate. I think I showed you something. I had like 17 episodes in
watched
like a day and a half.
2.5 Korean drama series in a week, which is insane because all these are like 1 to 1.5
long,
hour to hour and a half long episodes.
Yeah, finales are.
Oh my god, this fucking guy.
Listen, in prison, man, you do weird shit like this.
That's cool though, man.
You have to be open to it, otherwise you just die yourself. How many times can you open the same physics textbook and fucking try to put yourself? It comes to an end. That being said, I just want to say, Mr. Olympia, fucking shout out to my Middle Eastern brother, fucking
Did Rami win again?
Big Rami, bro. Of
again?
course.
2 times?
Of course, 2 times.
2 times, right?
Those shoulders, son. That fucking lat spread.
Pull it up.
V spread.
Pull up.
What do you want from my guy right here, man? Big fucking
Who came
Rami.
in top 3?
Let's look at it, bro. Let's look at it. Look at the fucking size. Look at these fucking quads, son.
He's fucking yoked.
Bro, there should be another word. This is not yoked. This is mutant. This is DC.
Oh, look, people compare him. So yeah, compare him to Ronnie, Prime Ronnie.
He's bigger. He's not as shredded.
Ronnie had insane pecs.
But
genetically
you
speaking,
can't just
that
say,
was insane.
Sure, Ronnie had a smaller frame, and he had probably the same ratio of muscle mass on that small frame. So this is what you guys have to understand. What Phil Heath is actually tiny. Phil Heath's shoulders are very narrow.
5'6"?
No, he's 5'9", but his shoulders are very narrow.
Yeah.
Right? And honestly, man, African Americans, they're not known to have wide shoulders. That's just not their structure.
Europeans have wider shoulders. Like what was it?
You know why?
Where's that?
Do you know why? This goes into one of our topics, but I'll tell you why.
I saw in your topics. Yeah, sure.
It's people. This is what it is. The more athletic you are, the smaller your bone density ratio is towards your ligaments. The less athletic you are, the heavier and higher your bone density is compared to your ligaments. So, like Neanderthals, and there's another subspecies of, I guess, caveman that came from India, but Neanderthals alone, they have the bigger, thicker bone structure, like knuckle draggers, literally. Like those are Neanderthals, right? So that's why guys like Rami, lighter skin, even though he's Middle Eastern, lighter skin than an African guy, right? So he's gonna have bigger bone structure.
Yeah.
If you just look at his shape, if you look at his measurements, way bigger than Ronnie.
That reminds me, if I remember the guy's name, Marcus Rule was the other guy. Yeah. Was that him?
Marcus Rule, yeah.
Rule, right?
Yeah.
It was Rule, yeah.
Yoked.
Like
he had
weird
biceps though.
He had weird, like,
genetics.
In general, but like his shoulders were like ridiculous. Fucking refrigerator.
Yeah. So it really goes down to that. These guys, man, like the amount
Let's see, I guess Rami 2021. Let's see what
circles. Yeah. Because like whatever reason, but
whatever.
Okay. And I've dated some of these fucking bikini fucking competitors, bro. 1 week you'll be talking to her and they won't be telling you the stuff that they take.
Sure.
And then the next week you'll call her and her voice is deeper. It happens just that fast, bro.
Bruh.
You gotta run. Hey, Armin. No! God damn it!
Can I speak to Shelly? This is oh fuck.
This is Shelly, you fuck. Damn it. It's over. Shelly, I gotta go.
So these guys do not claim natty.
Absolutely, dude. How dare you?
No, I know that.
This guy in person looks ridiculous. In person, his arms will be your thigh.
I know.
So he's not.
I've seen this guy. People talk about this guy on YouTube. It was
He's only about 235, 240 on stage at 5'11". So this is what Mr. Akbashlu would look like. If I was 235 with this body fat.
You would be more like a 212 kind of guy.
How dare you? How dare you? Okay, moving on, man. Let's move on to
I definitely don't.
Yeah,
well, like that. Do it, but like
Should we go do it?
The last half we were talking about.
Okay.
So, not the first half.
So I'll do it like this because we got a couple strikes from YouTube, man. Fuck you guys. Listen, history is always taught. You said something interesting. I'll let you finish it, but I'll start it. In my opinion, history is always taught by the area you're studying history in. So whether that's the conquerors of that area per se, maybe, I don't know. But all I'm saying is, like, when I was in Iran, you were taught the perception of history through what the regime in Iran wanted you to see.
Yes.
If you're in Russia, same thing. If you come to Canada, same thing. If you go to America, same thing. So it's not, honestly, man, you have to go, even university level, I think, you have to go beyond that by yourself to really understand. At a certain point of time, you're going to read certain things that you're going to turn your mind slightly into conspiracies and like black pill and like how all governments fucked and all that.
Sure.
And then people are eventually going to be like, man, that's fucked. Like, there's really no hope. Like, all this happy shit, be happy you're living, blah, blah, blah. We are all doomed. That's where it leads to, right? Once you really see how history unfolds and how it repeats itself over and over time, and how you see, like, any color, any shade have killed, raped, enslaved, every culture has done the same. Even Buddhists, even monks, even the most respected high integrity people, they've done the same shit.
Sure.
So I think history in general is taught wrong. We should be taught everything, but it's almost impossible to do this.
It's way too much.
Because how can you go back, Hector?
What do you mean?
How can you go back? How do you know that this is what it is? How do you know the history books?
I don't like that line of thinking. I don't like the whole, like, oh, were you there? You weren't there, so you can't. It's like, no, man, we're not going to do that, because at that point, the guy with no ego, with true intellectual and all that, you will actually see them keep studying. They will continue studying whatever it is that their area of focus, whether that's Iranian Persian history, whether that's South American, whatever. So they don't just, look at one thing, read one thing, and they're like, okay, that's it, this is the truth. They will keep looking at it. They will keep studying and investigating to keep learning more.
Nice.
Ooh, what you got for me? You're gonna switch it on me.
Yeah, nice little urban fucking dictionary, baby. I got some good ones this week.
What you got?
And I just looked them up.
Oh, so that's why you're smiling? I was like, what the fuck?
You know there. So, we'll start backwards, okay?
Okay.
So, you ever hear the saying whore?
Like the typical whore? Yeah.
Typical whore.
Yeah, sure,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
typical shit. Who would pronounce whore?
Whore?
Yeah.
Whore.
Yeah. Not like Canadian. Think more European.
Whore. Fucking Netherlands? Dutch?
Nope. Irish.
Okay.
So the phrase "cute whore," or how do you say, like, how would you?
Whore. I don't know. I'm making that up.
Yeah.
Cute whore.
So it's describes a slippery customer.
A slippery customer.
Yeah.
Like a guy that managed to get out of paying, or?
Nope. So how it works is, back in the day,
there
was a lot of famines and a lot of men didn't work. So the women in Ireland would sleep around to get merchandise.
Okay.
So that's how merchants would call, like, okay, that guy's wife is a cute whore. Because, sucky.
Yeah, sure.
Little piece of bread, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's a... okay, so I need...
What? What? Are you in the Persian version of
no,
Urban Dictionary?
I was just going to go jihadi real quick.
Oh, my God.
So, use all of the ILFs that you've learned, that I've taught you this far.
Yeah.
For this presentation.
Okay.
What's a kilf?
A kilf.
Or a sylph. C-I-L-F.
Oh, C, not K.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck's K. Sylph. I just keep thinking a customer because it's a slippery customer, but I know it can't be that.
Come on, man. Mr. Mechanical Engineer, let's go. Where's the boiler room?
I don't know. What is it?
So the boiler room lies here, bro. A kilf goes down to, shout out to my anime people. Cartoon I'd like to fuck. Right? Naruto!
Yeah, I got you.
And finally, what's a skullet?
A skullet?
Yeah.
So it's not. It's like, I'm guessing mullet. So you have a mullet, a skullet. Is it just like the top, like a bowl cut almost?
Nope.
Or is it like where it goes down?
Nope.
Or that's all you have?
Nope.
Ugh, I don't like where this is going.
Okay.
What is this?
So a skullet is an unfortunate scenario, right? We all have barbers, right? But when God is your barber, you have no choice, right? When God is your barber,
sure,
you just have to submit, right? So a skullet is a guy that has a mullet, but over the years, he's been going bald. So,
I know. I've seen
so his hairline starts at the skull.
This is Hulk Hogan is what this is.
Exactly.
This is a Hogan.
Why do we not take horror seriously? Like, what is it instinctively?
Back on the horror talk. Okay.
That we don't take horror seriously. What do you think it is?
Or
I don't even want to say horror, because you know what, man? It's 2021. Let's be 2022.
You're not
Let's be liberal.
Wow.
Let's be on the algorithm.
Look at my guy. Not. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to be political. Just let's be on the algorithm.
Sure.
Okay? Why do these young, dashing ladies, right, aren't taken in by men on a general consensus?
By high value men?
By high value men.
Well, the high value one's a pretty easy question, but I guess you mean in general.
No, I'm talking about general. Even like a regular average Joe.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin, fuck your face, Samuels.
I got you.
You know, whoever. Why?
I think for a lot of guys, if they want to feel like whatever they have is theirs to a degree, they don't want that shared. I know a lot of guys in general are actually pretty possessive. It's pretty natural for guys to be.
Why? What does it go down to? What are the roots?
Roots? Sometimes it's insecurity.
You think so?
Sometimes it is, yeah.
I go totally against that.
Dude, come on.
It's not insecurity at all. I mean, it could be.
For some people it is, man.
It's not like the general. It's an exception. It's not the rule.
I don't know if I can pinpoint a rule either way, honestly. I'm not totally sold on it. I know there's super strong, independent guys with a lot of, self-worth, who are possessive, and then same kind of guys who are not.
Sure. You can't pinpoint that, which is why it would be the exception.
It's not just with women. Like they're just not possessive in general. Not possessive with material goods. Not possessive with what, you know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
So,
but it's a general take those guys out.
It's a general mentality for them.
Yeah.
And then you got guys who are super insecure and they need to have things, because without them they are nothing. And it goes with the things that they have, with the job that they have, with the whatever. Like, so it goes both ways. But anyways, I think in general, guys probably don't take them seriously, because it's not something that maybe, like I said, something that's not theirs, and maybe
think hard.
I am. I don't want to say like worth. I mean, the worth is there. Like, it's not worth it, obviously, but why? Why is it not worth it?
Yeah.
What do you got here? I'm sure you already have some like million thoughts on this.
This really goes back to one thought, and it's not insecurity. It's much deeper than that. It's like rooted within us as male in the human species. It's really over the last however long we've been on this earth. The general idea is that if you have a promiscuous woman and you build with this promiscuous woman, what you build can either be taken away or the kids might not be yours. So all the hard work that you're doing is at a high risk. For the same benefits, you can go with an uglier woman that's not going to cheat. And generally, the most popular women weren't necessarily the best mothers, right? Like, as I age, I see this, right? The hot girls aren't the ones that you want.
Thing you realize, right? This is not go back to why we're males. It's like actually 100%. Like,
well, you want you want your offspring to be yours, right?
They can be yours without the woman being yours. This whole idea.
Yes, but over time we didn't know how offsprings came to be this well until recent. So the general rule was you want a virgin wife. That's why you wanted virginity, and you would test that, right? In Iran, like in Islam, you test that, right? Before marriage, you test virginity, and that shows purity. That shows security, right? When you say insecure, I mean we live in a new age where, dude, a random guy from high school had already had numbers like 50, 100, right? 100 years ago, that was the most ridiculous thing you'd ever hear, right?
Yeah, no, but just
only few people
you said the
would
whole
have
thing
that.
like as males, and like if you go way the fuck back, no such thing as committed relationships back in the day. Like way the fuck back in the day, the tribal mentality, it wasn't committed, man. It wasn't.
Yes, but you also didn't want. How it worked was, yes, that's true, but you would have the alpha male having sex with multiple women, and the woman couldn't have sex with other men because of the higher genetic hierarchy. There was a hierarchy. So if you're king, let's say, you're known, even if you don't, you're known to have the highest genetics. So you would have a wife, and you'd have a bunch of concubines.
That's not tribal mentality though, right?
You'd have a bunch of concubines.
You're talking like you're talking like an established civilization.
Even then,
so that's still pretty recent.
The alpha leader.
If you go back earlier,
hunters and gatherers.
Yeah.
Alpha leader would have multiple concubines, whereas the average male wouldn't. Average female wouldn't be one of those.
I think you need to look into that a
concubines.
bit more without making these statements.
I don't
understand
think it's
why
insecurity.
you're saying it. I understand.
I don't think
Okay,
it's
fine.
insecurity.
If you disagree with that, that's fine. I don't think you have to agree with me on that. But if you're talking about like the old, like we're talking like way the fuck back, I think it'd be worth looking into there. I think you'd be surprised what you
Let's
find.
look into it and repeat this conversation. But
sure.
What I've learned this far and in my life, I would say that the older I get, the more I realize that 9s and 10s aren't the ones you want to invest into. It's the 19-year-old 7 or 6 that is intelligent.
You ever seen that Crazy Hot Skill?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Reminds me of that.
That's similar. But even so, there's some people that say, oh, you don't need an educated woman because an educated woman needs this. There's certain cultures, I'm not going to name them because I'm going to literally red flag myself, but there's certain cultures that even the educated woman has a certain mannerism that won't even, the culture won't allow her to be a whore. Like it's not like Instagram shit. Like people look down on girls that in those cultures.
Yeah.
And it's not Islam. It's not Islamic cultures at all.
Sure.
It's not. That's not what it is. Because the way that this culture I'm talking about gets their women to be that certain way is very, very interesting. It's not like humiliation and discrimination, like how Islam is beautiful, but it's in the wrong hands. You discriminate against females terribly.
Yeah.
That's not how you want to treat them, because if you give garbage to somebody, they're gonna spew garbage back.
For sure.
If you abuse somebody, they're gonna try to abuse you back or have hatred towards you.
Yeah.
That's not what you want as like a leader. You want to make them understand, hey, if you do this, these steps will accumulate to this mountain.
Sure.
Do you want to be the leader of this mountain or
yeah.
not? Let's keep going, man. I got this one last thing I want to talk about. And it's basically, we had somebody that, I don't want to go into specifics, but it kind of really opened my eyes, man, about success in life, big or small, and really going on independence. Success to be independent, because everywhere in the world is different, You can live in a country where a house is fucking $40,000. And you're making $10,000 and you're living like a king.
Yeah.
And then you can live in a place where you make 90 grand, 92 grand, right? And you're living like a peasant.
Yeah.
Right? AKA Vancouver.
San Fran. Yeah, that's
Vancouver too, right?
Yeah.
You can make 90 G's here and not really live that luxurious of a life. Whereas if you lived in like Korea or fucking anywhere in South America, you're a king, dude. Right? Everybody has trials and tribulations.
Yes.
Me and you included. You probably a lot less than me because you're a smart kid and your parents are smart, but me more than most people I know. Now, the bounce back is important from trials and tribulations because it shows it's not really the problem that, hey, you got into this. That's backwards mentality. It's I got into this. How do I get back up?
Right.
Some people don't get in that deep, but have a really hard time getting up. And this is, I don't know if this is something you want to talk about, but it's very interesting to me because it really speaks on like who you are. Now, this particular person I'm talking about or people I'm talking about is like, they were educated and outspoken when it came to politics.
Yeah.
But somewhere between the lines, from high school to now, 10 years. 10 years this year. It's over now. A few months.
Yeah, it was past. Yeah.
They've lost that touch.
Mm-hmm.
That touch is something... Can you teach someone that touch? You tell me.
I think so.
You think you can teach someone that touch?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you cannot motivate anybody to do something that they're not going to motivate themselves for. Things people go through, you just see it as a third party. Like, everybody has a certain addiction. And if you can't overcome that addiction, you can't overcome anything. For me, I'll tell you what it is. Fucking weed after prison.
Yeah.
Once I overcome weed, I can overcome anything. It goes down to that. And some people, it's not that. It's getting a job, getting a place by themselves, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think is the difference? What do you think triggers that? Is it a hungriness for success? What is it?
I think it's different for a lot of people, man. I think there's some people who are never going to get out of that spot unless they get help. And I don't mean like professional help. That's one option too, actually. But what I mean by help is accidentally or on purpose. So there's on purpose where, you know, you seek help, where you realize, you know what, whatever situation I'm in, whether it's, you know, I've been with the wrong girl for like 5 years, or whether you realize you've been in the wrong job, or you don't even have a job for X amount of years, or whatever situation, whatever thing going on with you, you realize has got you in a bad spot. If you realize that you need help, you're actually in a lot better spot than a lot of people. A lot of people are in these places and they have no idea that they actually need to get help.
They're fucking delusional.
And what I mean by the on purpose versus accidental, the on purpose one is where you realize it for yourself and you're like, shit, okay, I know I can't do this by myself, so I'm going to try and get some help to, like, you know, get me out of this, however it may be. The accidental one...
Would smash.
I know you would.
Even though she's kind of chubby.
That's your Korean drama speaking at you.
Fuck you. How dare you?
Dude, come on, man. I'll get my one of my boys who is into this lifestyle. We've talked about him before.
I would choke him the fuck out.
First of all...
I know!
Go back to prison, motherfucker.
Shut your mouth.
He would send you like 10 girls like, bro... Come through. I will give you these ones right here. And
I don't want dishes out like that. There's no pride in that.
Put them to shame. Put that to shame.
It's okay. It's not. That's not why. I honestly like them innocent. And
no,
that sounds
they
creepy.
all are. But
yeah, but if
much
you can,
better looking. Anyways,
sure. My point is this. Hold on. If you can pass them to me, they're not that innocent. I'll tell you that. That's it. If you can pass them to me.
You know what pass means? I don't mean pass like here. They're gonna fuck you tonight.
Introduction.
I mean,
yeah. I don't want that.
Why the fuck not?
Because a hunter wants his own prey.
Shut the fuck up. Fucking. That you're regressing. You need to progress.
I know. Okay.
The accidental help is where someone realizes you're in a bad spot, and whether they offer you help straight up, like, yo, bro, let me help you with this, or whether they do it kind of like more subtly, and you start giving them help in what you see that they need, without you being like, yo, you need help, I'm gonna help you. You just start, you know, this person needs to get out of this spot with bad relationship with the girl. You start hanging out with them more, so that it's less time with the girl. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you just start doing a bit more subtly. So that, I think, for a lot of people, whether they ask for it themselves or whether they come across it, sometimes people just need a hand to get out of whatever spot that they're in. I've been through this. In myself, for my own things. I know what it's like. And so I have a lot it's close to me when I see it happen to somebody else.
It hurts.
It does, man, because it reminds me of me when I was in a bad spot. And luckily I have a really solid group of people around me that it's dynamic. I got a good family. I have a good group of friends. I have a diverse set of friends.
Yeah.
And I include you in that too, actually.
Thanks, bro. Make sure you get yourself some fresh underwear this week, guys. Fresh. None of that crispy shit. There are holes in it. Your left nutsack's coming out. What's going on?
Get you some nice fucking,
get you some nice ones.
$10 a piece, $20 a piece underwear.
Chill, it's Corona. $8 a piece, you're good. Okay, $8 a piece. Take it easy. All right, that COVID check's not coming no more. Okay, stay clean. Keep your head up. And honestly, man, it's any problem you're having, except for death in the family or death among the friends, or rape. Actually, not even that. Except for death, There's no other big problems. Like literally, if you look at it, any financial problem, any kind of, mental issue can be fixed. So don't even think about that. Just focus on yourself, and the right people will come by. Guys, we're going to start moving on to a different fucking channel, okay? We're going to say it here first. Actually, we've said it so many fucking times.
We've mentioned it, but now it's more real.
Yeah, it's real.
It's happening.
It's happening.
What we're doing is we're speeding up the process. We were going to do other things, but we're just going to... We said, fuck it. We're doing it, so it's happening.
Yeah.
Do we have a date we want to give people? Or still on that TVA side?
What's my mom's birthday?
Oh, nice. I like that.
December 11th.
Okay.
Past that date, there's going to be nothing on Funny But Foul, and there's going to be everything else on the other channel. We're going to come up with some new background, new everything, new podcast.
We've been listening to what you guys have been saying. We're going to keep that. We're going to incorporate that going forward.
And yeah, man, just make sure you follow us, even though we're going to go Funny But Foul. Funny But Foul podcast on Instagram, Funny But Foul everywhere else, you fucks. We're rowdy.
Peace.